Colleen. Otis. Judge. Cupcake. He don't give a fuck that there's like 400 pounds of dog around him. Right, Judge? Right, Otis? Oh, licking your dick. Of course you are. Right, Colleen? What's up, Cupcake? You got the dogs all worked up. You meowed. You're not supposed to meow. They don't know what that noise is. They don't know. He does not give a fuck. What are you doing, Judge? Is the cat in the window, Judge? Oh, there he is, Judge. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yeah, don't you worry. So today I had a email come in from the plasma donation place, and it was from a physician substitute level 2, or an RN, a registered nurse, and she was like, so I need to know, do you have any bleeding or clotting disorders, because those are commonly part of being albino as well. And I'm like, are you talking about, do I have Hermansky-Pudlak syndrome, HPS, or Chediak-Higashi syndrome, CHS? Because the answer to those questions are both no. I don't have Hermansky-Pudlak syndrome, which is an albino with blood disorders, because I told you I'm albino. I didn't tell you I had HPS. Or Chediak-Higashi syndrome, which is an even more rare syndrome than albinism, that isn't even connected per se to albinism, but it has been correlated to sometimes affect people with albinism. And what it does is make you more prone to infections and such. And I go, both the things that could have been, I wouldn't have said I have albinism. I would have said I have this or this. And you screen for those. And I said no. What I have, and I've been able to spell it since I was in grade school because I was educated on what I have and what causes it and everything else. But it's called OCA albinism. There is 7 types of OCA albinism, and then there is just OC albinism, which is ocular albinism, which just really affects your eyes. So what I have is like oculocutaneous albinism. I like I said, I can't fucking say it. I can spell it. OCULOCTENA. It's ridiculous to try and pronounce it. But I'm like, I have this, which affects my eyes, my hair, my teeth, my skin. Not either of the things that are very rare and would be called something different. But yeah, so that was my story. And I won't deny, I basically answered it the way I just said it. So I may get a question of like, why are you being so aggressive or something? And I will respond to that with or I'll just get ignored and told I'm not wanted because I've been aggressive about it and I just don't give a crap anymore. I'm aggressive about it because I've never had to explain to a medical professional what albinism is. And I think that's what I've had to explain to parents, I've had to explain to kids, I've had to explain to teachers, that's fine, that's whatever. But a medical professional, to an extent I understand, because I believe that the first nurse that I saw that denied me was just like a nursing assistant. She didn't have phlebotomy or anything like that. She was just there. So I can get it, but I don't I don't think if I had to explain to a doctor or a nurse why my hair is white and my eyes are bad, that I could really take it. Because the amount of doctors that knew, and the amount of nurses, and the amount of even people that just have phlebotomy, just lab techs that know exactly what I am, versus that is astounding. Astounding. Again, I don't normally get worked up about stuff like that, but for some reason this one really worked me up. And I can't say that I've given up on it. I'm still, to this day, and it's been over a week now, I'm still to this day worked up about it. And I don't know why, because it's just something stupid. But I'm worked up. I'm worked up. And when I got that email today, I got even more worked up. And I guess they've realized that they screwed up and that my protein tests and everything else were exactly what they're looking for. Because I have 3 messages on my machine right now from them. I haven't listened to any of them yet, but I have 3 messages on my machine from them. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you guys get it. You pissed me off now. I'll go give my plasma to the Canadian Blood Services for free before I sell any to you. Like, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Other than that, if anyone's watched this far, we are at a point again where we're at the point where there is no beers to review. Zero. It's weird to be able to say that. There's 0 beers to review in the house. But we do have a lot of content going up. I have a lot of interesting content that we're going to be doing over the next little while too. Things that aren't beer related. I have 2.5 more weeks till my blood test. So we'll see if I make it that long without drinking anything. What else was there I wanted to say about all this stuff? I don't even remember. There was a few different things that I wanted to bring up. I've noticed something about Regina, and it's that if we have a thunderstorm, there's usually hail involved as well. Even in the middle of the summer, there's hail involved. We took our daughter to Girl Guides yesterday, and as we were driving, a thunderstorm started, and the hail that was hitting the car, I'm like, oh god, our car's about to die. Got home after Girl Guides, and I cleaned up the garage so we could park in the garage for the night, because hey, we don't need to deal with hail. Lots of things too. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a video series where I make a stupid table or something, like just a stupid table. I have scrap wood out here that I have. It's not really scrap per se, but I have one 1x4 left. I have like 6 feet, well, just under 6 feet of a 2x6, and I have a 2x4 in here, and I'll probably buy some piping, and I think I'm going to make a burnt wood end table that I'll put my phone on upstairs, like my house phone. My son had a cell phone. My son had a tendency to say very inappropriate things back and forth with his friends and spam his biological mother. Spam her with things that he shouldn't be saying. Very disrespectful things. Things that I don't say about her. And if I don't say it about her, you probably shouldn't say it about her either. And we had a conversation. I'm like, look, if you keep doing this, you're obviously not mature enough to have a phone. You'll lose your phone. He goes, well, what if I have to get a hold of you when you're at work or something? I'm like, I will get a landline in my house because it's cheaper than your phone. And he didn't believe me. He called my bluff, and he started spamming his mom again and calling her bitch and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, and now your phone is gone. So his phone is gone. And we have a landline. So the landline needs somewhere to be put. Right now it's on one of my end tables from beside my couch. But I'd like to put it back at the couch. So I think I'm going to make this and put it up there. And then it brings this fancy stuff up into my living room, right? Because it's all burnt and ready to be used. So we might as well use it, right? Right. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. But yeah, maybe I'll film me doing it. There was a very shitty Chinese knockoff action camera for sale on the Regina buy and sell, and it was for sale for like $20. It was like an $80 thing. So I'm like, here's $20. I'll use it for this. I have memory cards and stuff. I'll use it for what I wanted to get a GoPro for. And then I was looking at all this, and I'm like, oh, I wish things hadn't gone the way they went when we left the Arctic, because there's so many cool things out that I'd love to play with. The DJI Neo, little tiny, basically, well, it's a drone, but it's basically like a vlogging drone. It's designed to do the follow you flights and stuff and all that type of stuff. And then the new GoPro, the GoPro Hero, not the Hero 13, which is another one that's coming out with all these interesting lens adaptations, but the Hero is this tiny little camera, and it's supposed to do the same type of picture and all quality and all that as a regular GoPro, and they're so cheap, and I wish I could, but this is the thing, right? I know that I have other things that matter more. It's I just wish I could play with them. When I was in the north, the one thing I can say about being in the north, you didn't have money for beer or anything, unless you had your friends send it to you. It was cheaper to have your friends send it to you than to buy anything there, even when you were buying legal beer. So I didn't drink as much, but I had a lot of money for toys, and I sold basically all those toys when we came out of the Arctic. And now I kind of miss some of the toys, and it's not anything that matters much. It's just stupid shit, right? It's stupid shit that I'd love to be able to play with, but I get it. Life doesn't always go that way. Maybe I'll win the lottery or one of the Rough Riders 50-50 draws or something, and then I can play with the toys after I pay off some of my bills. But I don't know. Every once in a while depression does hit, but I've not been this happy in a very long time. I've not been myself for several years, probably about 4, maybe 5. But and that's not because I got married to Alicia. She's actually the best part of the last like 6 or 7 years was her. But the best part of the current year, not only being with my family, but being with my family out of the Arctic. And I know I have some people from those communities I've been in that watch these channels. Nothing against any of you, nothing against your communities. There was a lot of beautiful people there. There was a lot of beautiful people there, and there was a lot of shit people there. And the shit people got to me to a point where I didn't want to live anymore. If we hadn't gotten out, I don't know if I would have had another month in me. I think I would have went down that dark corridor that I've gone down in the past, and I think it would have been over. And my wife is aware of that as well, and she's glad that we're out, because she now sees where I was. She sees the difference in me now and the difference in me while we were there. And the difference she sees is she's seeing what she saw when we started together, but she was seeing what she saw when we started together multiplied. And it took her a little bit to see it. She had to think about it after we left the north. And she's like, I've been able to think about the way you're acting and the way you acted and this and that. And she goes, and I realized just how far gone you were, and I'm sorry I didn't notice it sooner. Like, motherfucker, thanks for finally fucking seeing it. But yeah, so, just my chat, right? I just wanted to tell you the story about the plasma clinic. And that was really the main gist of this video, was talking about the plasma clinic. So I have some things to do. I might go have a fire with the wife and all that. I have so much to do. I might do some more of this floor too. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see where we're at. I oh, it is how it is now. In front of my bathroom, there's a few different levels in the. I I've laid so much vinyl floor in my life. I'm usually exquisite at it. I've decided I can't take the time to make this basement floor perfect because I can't I can't grind it as much as I need to because I'm going to die of lung cancer if I do. I don't have the money for the proper respirator, so I'm wearing dust masks when I do it and nothing else. And I can taste the cement and the silica that's going into my body, and I'm like, you know what, I probably shouldn't be doing as much. So I'm chipping off the really high spots. I'm smoothing it out a little bit, but in this spot where it's all over like this, it's just getting smoothed out. And if there's some ups and downs, there's some ups and downs. I just don't like it. It makes me angry to see it. But I had to make a decision, right? Do I do it this way or do I do it that way? And the choice was to do it this way, so that's what we're doing. Anyway, guys, thank you. Bye-bye.